It was day one of our Roman Italian adventure, and we did a Roman food tour in Trastevere with the free flowing wine. And today I'm going to talk to you about that and what our experience was and would we recommend it to you. So the Roman food tour was situated in Trastevere, and Trastevere was a 13-minute walk from our hotel. More to come if you want to know about where we stayed. We will be doing a review on the hotel that we stayed at. So 13-minute walk. It was really easy to find your tour guide. In this particular tour, they had very good directions from Viator on where to locate your tour guide. He had a bright orange bag that said Roman food tour on it. He actually even stopped us. He's like, hey, are you here for the food tour? His name was Carson. He was amazing. So Carson, if you're watching, 10 out of 10 for sure. He was so fun. And we went to then the first restaurant. And stick around to the end because Carson did give us a favorite recommendation that ended up being our family's favorite restaurant of the whole 2 weeks we were gone to Europe per his recommendation. And I'll talk about that at the end. So again, the first restaurant, and this is actually where we met, was the Trapezzino, which is in the Piazza Trialissa. And I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing this. If you're from Italy and you say, that's not how it's pronounced, I apologize. But it is the Trapezzino. And one of our family's favorite dishes is what we discovered there, and that was the suppli. And the suppli is basically a cheesy rice meat goodness that is deep fried. And any place that my kids could order that while we were in Rome, they ordered it. But the Trapezzino one was so good. Very cheesy and just, again, a family favorite. Then we got a Trapezzino, almost like a pizza pocket, for lack of a better word. One was with meatball, one was with cheese, and then there was a lactose-free one as well that my husband tried, and it was awesome. The meatball one was most of our favorites, and my son would say, Jaden would say, it was probably his favorite besides the suppli of the whole trip as far as individual items to try. And so we all tried that, and it was just delicious and very reasonably priced. Now, this was all included in the price. We didn't pay anything extra, but I did notice the menu, and it was all just very reasonable priced as well. If I have a picture, I'll try to post that, so if you're interested, you'll know. And then we got the white wine Vino Bianco that we were able to try at this restaurant as well. And again, it was our first day. We literally flew in and landed at the airport that day. We got to our hotel at 2:22 in the afternoon in Rome time, and we started our thing at 3 with a 13-minute walk. So we were having some delays, but we got there, and honestly, we were jet lagged, but it didn't matter. We were having so much fun with this Roman food tour that we would highly recommend. It'll help keep you awake and just fun way to kick off Rome and find out some interesting things. So the second restaurant we went to, and all this is in the Trastevere within walking distance, was Ascenda. And I'll put the spelling down so you know, but it's Ascenda Wine and Bar. And basically we got cured meat and cheeses, almost a charcuterie board type display, and really fun because Carson was explaining like what each item was and what the history is behind each item. And it was just so fun. And one of the things that we actually purchased while we were at there, we liked it so much, were these two items. And this one is the balsamic vinegar that is aged for 30 years. There are only certain number that are actually made every year. So right now it's being aged for 30 years from now. And that's the gold label. There were other ones that were less expensive. This one, just for transparency, was 200 euros. And there were other ones that were less expensive, but you just put a drop on the cheese and we were able to sample it, and it was just so fun and such a fun experience that we actually ended up buying it. It will last forever. And we just thought that was just really fun to have for when we do our parties here and have that experience back with us as well. And then we also bought the Fattora de Barbie wine that my husband really liked at this Enza restaurant as well. It was a red wine. And so just really a fun experience. But it was only restaurant 2. Now keep in mind, this tour is 4 hours long. We actually did it in about 3.5 to 3:40 and just had a fun experience. And you did not feel rushed. If you wanted to spend a little bit more time, our tour guide Carson was amazing and he just allowed it. I mean, we still stayed within our time that we needed to, but just was super, super fun. Then the third restaurant we went to was Pasta e Vino Asteria. And this is where you get, I guess I'll call it in America, your entree, for lack of a better word. And so we had pasta, Roman dishes pasta, like the cacio pepe, and the other, which are eluding me now, Roman dishes. And we all tried different ones. The cacio pepe was my favorite. It was just delicious. And we met the owner there and he was just super fun as well. And so we got to experience that. And then we ended it with pizza. And normally it would be, I was told, a margarita pizza, but we had actually been asking Carson because my kids and my family likes traditional American pepperoni pizza, which, by the way, you would not order pepperoni pizza because that actually has peppers on it. You actually order it called Diavola pizza. And that is spelled Diavola, Diavola pizza. And that has a spicy salami that they put on the pizza. And so because he knew, and he was so helpful for us, he knew that was something we wanted to understand how to order for future, because we were going to be going all through Italy, and that's where pizza originated. He actually had that one ordered for us instead of the margarita, and it was so good. The homemade crust, the cheese, it just topped off the day. And personally, for me, it was the favorite pizza that I had. I do have a number 2 pizza and a number 3 that were really, really close. But for me, the crispiness of it and just the first day atmosphere, maybe it was just the experience, made it my favorite. Now, my daughter bought her wine here. She enjoyed the red wine, Rimavido, and I will spell that again down below because I know I'm mispronouncing these. But she bought her wine there and just loved it. If you're interested in how we brought our wine home, because we did bring 16 bottles of wine home. Yes, 16. Now we have a lot of trips we're going to be talking to you about because we were there for 16 days all through Italy, France, and Spain. So stay tuned and subscribe if you want to hear more about that. And if you are finding this helpful, please give me a like and subscribe. It really does help move my channel forward. But that was what we had then at that restaurant, which again, we would go back to in a heartbeat. And then, of course, we had to end it with gelato. And so we went to the Gelateria Fonte della Salute to finish our evening. And it was just the perfect way to finish the evening. They had homemade gelato. We were explained how to tell the difference between real Italian gelato and fake Italian gelato. And just to sum it up, you basically don't want colored mounds above your stainless steel dish. If it's real, it's going to be in a stainless steel dish and it's going to be covered with the stainless steel metal containers, and it's not going to have bright colors. For example, banana gelato should not be yellow because the only part yellow of a banana is the peel, and you're not eating the peel, you're eating the inside. It should be white or a light cream color. So things like that will be tips for you if you want to know what is a real gelato place. And so this place was real gelato and it was delicious. I'm interrupting this broadcast to give you our actual rankings before we get to the end. Okay, we just got done with the Roman food tour with Viator with Carson. It was amazing. I give it a 10 out of 10, and my absolute favorite was the suppli and the pizza. Amazing. All right, Jaden, what would you give it?
So our tour guide, by the way, best tour guide we ever had, 10 out of 10 for sure. And the best food I had was the trapezzino meatball one, and it was definitely 10 out of 10. A great experience. Definitely try it.
What would you give it, Mom?
I agree with Jaden. Our tour guide was absolutely fabulous. We went to actually 4 different restaurants, and one just kept outbeating the other. And of course, the wine was outbeating the other 2, so we were very, very happy. I would say for sure that the pizza was definitely, I'd say, 10.
Okay.
And JC, what would you give it?
I would give it a 10 out of 10. Our tour guide named Carson was freaking amazing. He gave excellent requests. When I would ask what his favorite thing was, he would tell me right away and I'd go with that, and it was amazing each time. My favorite would probably be the first restaurant. The wine and the like fried rice dish was 10 out of 10. It was great.
The suppli.
Yeah, that.
And the wine, 10 out of 10.
So again, I did say what was Carson's recommendation for a favorite restaurant, and it is called Mariacho. And it was my son Jaden, besides the Trapezzino, his absolute favorite restaurant. We actually ate there twice, and I will do more of a review on that later because we ate there a couple times in other videos. And it's delicious. It's where the locals go. And it was awesome. So highly recommend that one as well. And then again, we walked back to the hotel. We were in the piazza in the Trastevere in the Campo dei Fiori, where they had live music and a market. So even walking back to the hotel was fun. It was very safe. And again, I will be doing a review on the hotel we stayed at and other things, so stay tuned. I also have a what we packed for Europe, so if you're interested in that, take a look at that video. And again, if you found this helpful, please give me a like and subscribe. It really helps move my channel forward, and take a look at this.